Hi, I'm fine.
Whenever I am asked, "How are you?" the easiest and spontaneous answer comes right away. I casually answer, "I'm fine," but at times I am confused, broken, betrayed, feel useless, or never good enough. I feel pathetic, annoyed, rejected, fragile, anxious, lonely, defeated. It feels as if I'm falling apart and no one notices it. When I'm with friends, I smile and enjoy like the others do, but the reality can be seen only behind closed doors.
Today was the first day of my new semester. It sure was fun to meet all my friends again. But somehow feels weird. I feel I'm not a part of the conversation. I missed just one part. And now they treat me as if they don't even know me. I feel so alone. I feel so anxious today. And that silly Neha keeps asking me to chill. Does she even know what I am going through? Whenever I start talking about my problems, she doesn't even listen to it. She just talk about herself. I'm so angry. I should talk to somebody about this. I can't tell my parents. They will start worrying. And what should I tell them? That some of my silly friends are ignoring me. My mom was always saying that your friends are good for nothing. So no point in telling them here. I think I can talk to Ishita. She is a good friend of mine and understands me. I can trust her because she doesn't even gossip with these girls. But what should I tell her? What I am going through? I don't know what to do. Anyways. Hello. Hi Shita, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. What's up with you?
I'm also fine. All good, yeah.
Where have you been all these days? No calls, no texts.
Array, lots of college work, yeah. Assignments, submission and all. You know now. Anyways, Ishita, I want to ask you something.
Yeah, what is it? What's up?
Actually, I don't know how to.
It's okay. Go on.
Okay. Look, I have a friend. He's going through some trouble. Could you help?
Trouble? What's wrong exactly?
Actually, Actually, he's been acting differently these days. And is always angry.
Maybe he's just depressed, yaar. I mean, these days everyone is super stressed. So don't think much about it.
Wait, what did you say? Depressed?
Yeah, I mean, look, your friend may or may not have depression, but he still needs to find out.
But how?
It's not like it's physically seen. He needs to visit a psychologist to be sure.
Okay, I will ask him to visit a psychiatrist.
No, I said a psychologist.
Isn't it the same?
No, a psychiatrist is a trained medical doctor who can prescribe medications and all. But a psychologist actually focuses on psychotherapy and counseling. Actually, you know what? My sister is a psychologist. Why don't you give me your friend's details and I can book an appointment for him?
No. Not now, okay? I will get back to you on this, huh? I got to go, please. Bye. I hope I didn't reveal too much. I just wish she doesn't understand. It's my story. Oh no. But should I see a doctor?
Sorry for being late. My train got delayed by 15 minutes.
No problem. I just began making notes for module 2. You can start with the next module meanwhile.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I heard Neha telling Priya that Mansi is visiting a psychologist.
Seriously? I knew she was crazy.
Mansi is a nice person.
Yeah, whatever. She's crazy enough to visit a psychologist.
If she is going through a problem, she might seek help or the problem will worsen.
Look, only mad people go to a psychologist, okay? I'm telling you, she's just isolating herself. Her mood swings, tantrums are just to seek attention. She's perhaps just going through a bad phase. She'll be okay. She just needs to stay positive.
No. I can't talk about this to anyone. I can't go and see a psychologist. Otherwise, everyone will think I'm mad.
This is the reason why people suffering from mental health issues are hesitant to seek help. 1 in 5 Indians suffer from issues like depression, anxiety, personality disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, eating disorder, and addictive behaviors. Unfortunately, they are misunderstood people, and we tend to victimize them more.
I'm already going through problems. And instead of understanding my situation, people mock me, tease me. My classmates do these hurtful things to bother me. I just feel hopeless. I don't know what to do.
In this age of social media, we have hundreds of friends and followers on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But how many friends do we really have? There are times when you are going through a rough patch, negative thoughts are overwhelming, and you really need to talk to someone. I went through a similar struggle when I couldn't do well academically, and started losing my confidence in everything I was doing, which was bad because things worsened even more. I started isolating myself because I didn't know what to do. My friends didn't want to hang out with me, thinking I was crazy. They often asked me, "Why are you always depressed?" Or they said, "You'll feel better, just stay positive." But being optimistic is not possible. You feel helpless, and you are so scared to tell the truth to someone because they think you're going crazy. This is where stigma creates a barrier. It doesn't allow you to speak up. Stigma hurts, shames, breaks hearts, condemns, judges you. Even an amazing person starts thinking of himself as completely inferior. And there's no motivation to even get out of bed each morning. I've gone without eating breakfast for so many days. I would carry my lunch tray from the cafeteria, but lose appetite by the time I reached my table. Life is a stage. When you are up there with people, you forget all your troubles. You perform your best act. You laugh. You make them laugh. And it's all okay. But when the show's over, the lights go off. You step down, walk back to your life, and realize how lonely you are. The performer inside you is left behind, and all you want to do is cry. Let all your emotions out. You want to try and get away from all that emptiness.
We really need peals of joy, hope, sanity, truth, peace, beauty, trust, dreams, perfection, love to stay normal. We have to remember that we are the authors of our destiny. What others think doesn't matter.
Depression is such a friend who doesn't want to go away. No issue is big or small. You might suffer from mental health issues because of a heartbreak, homesickness, family issues, or academic failures. Any reason can just push you further into believing that you are good for nothing. Sometimes, a problem isn't serious as it looks, but hurtful words and actions break us. People often criticize and fear things they don't understand, which gives rise to the stigma. You'd never say it's just cancer, get over it, right? So why say the same for mental illnesses? And it's not like it's my fault. I mean, depression can happen to anyone, irrespective of age and gender. These days, even cancer is curable. So why are we holding on to mental illnesses? Being stigmatized feels like being imprisoned. I don't know whom to trust. People need to understand that we are not violent or dangerous people. In fact, we are the victims of bullying and other crimes. I need someone to say, "You're not alone. There is hope. I am with you and will help you get over this problem. You're not worthless. You're priceless." I was lucky to have a friend who convinced me and accompanied me to a psychologist. The therapy and counseling sessions are a great help, but the support of family and friends makes the recovery much faster. Once you accept your situation, living life becomes easy. You can turn to someone for help. Your friends, family, life partner, anyone can help you. Depression is not a sign of weakness, so don't fall prey and don't be victimized by people's thoughts. You just need to try and talk to people, because depression is nothing to be hidden off. And let me tell you, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. Labels are for jars, not people. It is time to rip off the label. Talk to people about how you feel. It's time to talk.
छू कर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा बदला ये मौसम.
Yes, it's high time we address this issue and talk about it in the open. More than pills, lifestyle changes, a good diet, support from friends and family can really help.
There are people who believe in God and those who don't believe in God. So everything in the area of mental health is somewhat similar, because things which we deal with are like God, they can't be seen. So it's very difficult to prove their physical existence, because we are not dealing with physical things. If there is a disability which is physical, you will find naturally a lot of people have sympathy, if not necessarily empathy, right? When the physical disabled person themselves fail to understand, because they never feel they are disabled, right? So the stigma question is much less with physically disabled people. Concept of stigma is anything which you are afraid to share, talk about, and prevents you from doing any action which you really want to do. So anything which prevents you from sharing it, saying it, accepting it, right? And especially if it's a mental illness, then it prevents you from seeking help. And not everybody is competent to find a solution without seeking help. So many people can be helped by seeking help. And if we are at least able to partially remove stigma, then it will become accessible for doing something about it. So that's the main purpose. So what is the beginning of it? The beginning of it is from acceptance and not by being shy about it. So you say, oh, so I'm schizophrenic, so what? If you yourself accept schizophrenia and you are not afraid of it, then you give no reason for others to be afraid of it. If you yourself are afraid of it, then the stigma is self-generated. If you are not able to answer somebody, oh, he is schizophrenic, and you say, oh, so I am, so what? You are not schizophrenic, you don't know what the hell you are missing. To build that kind of attitude is very important. And a lot of stigma is because of the passive information which we get. So the dangers of passive information are worse than passive smoking. And the majority of it is what people talk, popular films talk. It creates stereotype images and it goes directly to your unconscious. So you also develop opinions without your knowledge. You can't be aware of everything which goes to your unconscious. Many of your opinions, you don't know how they are formed. You form studied opinions about only those things which you study. If you don't study about stigma, don't study about mental illness, but you still have an opinion about mental illness, the source of it must be the passive information which has come to you and of which you are not aware. That's the problem. That's the idea of making you aware. And that's the best beginning of dealing with stigma, is by accepting and from there on change. Like if you told me next time you tell me I'll wear a t-shirt and come, and I have a t-shirt, he says. We used to be schizophrenic, but now we are okay. Just by talking, giving lectures, it won't help because this is primarily an emotional problem, not an intellectual problem. When you develop reluctance or negative attitude about somebody, you don't feel like talking. If you think about it and think rationally, then so first to motivate you to think what your opinion is, has it been tested? So test your opinion before confirming your opinion. Let it not be an impression, let it be a studied opinion about mental health. I think that's a good beginning of dealing with stigma. The media is good because media has been very responsible also in creating stigma. So it's like what do you say, a knife. I mean, you can cut an apple or you can cut a human being. So if you know what to use it for. So if you use media also to give authentic information in an entertaining manner. But in order to make it entertaining, if you distort the authenticity of information just to make it sensational, then you are creating stigma. But if you are sensitive about it, you will give authentic information without creating or generating stigma. So media is a very powerful medium, which also goes to unconscious, to deal with. I mean, you can show a person having that and then deal gradually with it. How did you form this opinion? What experience you have? What do you know? How do you know? It's from a film. And once you start analyzing it and go deeper, person realizes, my God, how did I form this opinion? Huh? So the best way to start is by accepting. Okay, what you say, is it bad? Okay, accept. Tell me how bad it is. Why it is so bad. If you are not able to. That's the best way. Thank you.
On this note, let's pledge to try and understand the situation of those suffering from mental illnesses.
Let's pledge to encourage them to come forward and share their story.
Let's try and help people so that they never feel lonely.
Let's pledge to never make fun of people suffering from mental illness.
Let's start talking again and break the stigma associated with mental illness.
It's not the suffering that defines you, but the way you can overcome it. There's one thing no one can take away from you. That is your strength and belief. So smile, get up, fight it, defeat the stigma, defeat the illness.